I got next one. Yeah. All right.
I think you're right there about the middle.
Okay, that works. Okay.
Is Ashley coming?
I don't think so.
Ashley, well, you can sit up here then.
Okay.
You can sit up here you can sit down there by Mike.
Okay.
Where's, let's see, we're missing Dickon and Paul
I'll just hang back here.
and Mark's not gonna be here. Well, then there's an extra chair up here too. You can sit
Okay.
wherever you want. You got Dickon and Rex up here. There, you can sit down there if you want to. You want to be on the front too. Yeah, there's some paperwork down there if you want. You got 3 minutes. I assume these guys are, they may be having trouble parking up. Probably. You got a lot of people. Parking lot's probably full. Yeah.
It's a little warm. I'm trying to be outside now. I did, yeah. Something else in the statute that I need to talk about. Okay. Some guides, yeah, I'll make a note. Okay. And obviously for next year. Yeah. Sure, all right, sounds like it had been. I mean. Yeah, all of a sudden they're now crapping down, but it's, Okay. Sure.
For this year and then get back to
Good, doing it.
right things. Because I understand Linda, she was.
Yeah, so that's going back some time.
Years.
Yeah.
Last couple of years.
Yeah.
3 years.
Yep.
So, yeah, but that's my hope. Just
Okay, I'll look
into
at
that
it.
and let me know. Guys.
Hey, you on your right? Yeah. Yeah, walk around. Okay. Back. What do you want?
Was that good comment?
I'm walking. Get on.
Yes, slightly.
But so will they adopt one or not the other, or? Okay, well, that was my question, well, I didn't know. But they won't adopt.
They can adopt these are resolutions, it's the. EMS.
Okay.
Yeah, well, especially.
Okay.
I didn't notice that, so.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
we're good on that, but that's not
Okay.
gonna happen.
Yes.
Wherever you want.
Just take this and move. Drive along. Seriously, no, why?
You're right there. No, I was telling him he can't run. So
We were driving along.
Okay. Okay. Big front seat there.
Wrong turn. You didn't want to be up front there?
I won't say anybody.
Take it for
My plan is just to go see the alternate one. Because he's the one that's been getting what's
Totally forgot.
Okay, so we're all here now. I think we're ready to get started. So appreciate everybody coming and out. So this is the meeting of the Henry County Tax Council. And so I'm going to turn this over to Shannon and let him go through all the details from there.
Okay, I'll do my best to summarize. All of you have 2 different packets that look like this. One is labeled subsection C, the other is labeled subsection D. We also have 2 different resolutions. One is for subsection D and one is for subsection C. And then you have a single handout that has dollar amounts on it that looks like this. I'll try to summarize things by going through that single document. First, I want to thank Casey Brummett and Jody Brown in the assessor's office for their work they did in putting together all the assessed values and grouping them by fire district, by fire service territories, and providing me with the information I needed to do the calculations. And we put all of the current year 2025 income tax collections in, and what you see in the left-hand column of that spreadsheet is the 0.05% of lit that would be available to each department. That's the maximum amount under subsection D of the law. The next 2 columns are requests that we received. We received requests for subsection D, which would be the 0.05% amount for each of the volunteer fire departments in the county. All of them submitted. Newcastle is not eligible to apply for funding under subsection D. However, they are eligible to apply for funding under subsection C, which is that middle column. And if you see the bottom, you see the totals at the bottom of each column, that Henry Township and Newcastle are pulled out specifically because Henry Township does not have a volunteer fire department that covers that area primarily. And they have a contract with the city of Newcastle. So the city of Newcastle covers Henry Township. Therefore, that's why Newcastle applied for the dollar amount that they applied for, basically referencing that same percentage or close to it for Henry Township. In the other subsection C requests, there are a few, I'm going to count them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 of the volunteer fire departments applied for subsection C requests. There was a lot of discussion early on this year about fire departments applying and asking for the exact same dollar amount for each department. And many of our surrounding counties did exactly that. They gave it the exact same dollar amount to every fire department in their county. And I would suggest to you that the assessed value calculations and drawing the service territories into the GIS map was cumbersome, and they chose not to do that and just decided to provide a single dollar amount. So there was discussion of that earlier in the year, and some of these volunteer fire departments opted to apply for funding both ways. Apply for their percentage amount and apply for a flat dollar amount. Just in case everybody applied for a flat dollar amount, they would not be left out if they didn't apply. The other outlier that was not applying for, that applied for something beyond what would have been similar to either the flat dollar amount or what was discussed last year as part of their percentage is Liberty Township Fire Department. You'll see the request about 2/3 of the way down the middle section there for $119,000. And we can evaluate those applications one at a time, and we can ask Liberty Township to speak to their request if we would like to do that. So the tax council can evaluate each of these requests individually. We can evaluate them as a group, or we can decide we want to go one way or the other. I'm happy to answer questions and kind of go from there. As it sits right now, every volunteer fire department applied for subsection D, which is what the law provides for, which is what they were shooting for. And that's what we worked on last year, but unfortunately we didn't have all departments apply. So with that, I'm happy to answer questions. Kenan? We can pass one down, yeah.
So on the 0.05% of lit that we approved last year, is the amount that's in the lower left in that first column at 597,000, is that what we have to work with if it stayed at 0.05?
That's based on this year's number. Yeah, we did not project any increase. I did not project any increase in lit funding because the council has not discussed it. I had to do projections last year because last year is the year we changed the tax rate and we didn't have anything to go by. So I did projections based on 2024 numbers last year and kind of said, well, I think it's going to go up this amount and this is what this year we're just taking 2025 numbers and saying this is what it is. And we can discuss. Joel's here. Where did Joel go? Oh, there he
It's
is.
over there.
I don't want to speak for you, Joel, but you do have a microphone box in front of you, so they'll be able to hear your response. Your recommendation is to not approve basic percentages, but approve dollar amounts so that we don't end up with any confusion from the state again.
Correct, yeah, because I think last year the problem we ran into was we indicated we wanted to distribute 0.05% of the revenue that was collected from the tax. But when we were going through this process last year, when you only had 12 of the 16 or 11 or whatever number it was of the fire departments that applied, what ended up happening was the council was, I believe, both both the city council and the county council were under the impression that only those 12 percentage shares would be
Would apply.
distributed. Wherein in fact, then it was the entire 0.05 that was distributed, which resulted in a bigger number, I think, than what you envisioned going out the door.
Correct. So Joel's recommendation is that our ordinance or resolution actually state the dollar amounts that we would like to award to each fire department. And he pulled down a template right off of DLGF that we can submit, so
So we're looking at roughly.
roughly
Around
$600,000.
$600,000 unless something were passed at a higher rate. I mean, that's what we have to work with because
That's what we have to work with, yes. There's potential that that income tax will increase by whatever residents'
we're
salaries
limited to
increase.
0.05.
We're limited. 0.05 is the maximum, yes. It's maximum under subsection D. We can award any amount we want as the tax council under subsection C. Any other questions? Heath, you gotta have to come up and catch the catch box.
Wait. Rex, if you throw that box to him, and you literally.
Okay.
I don't have the email with me, but I know for sulfur, I filled out both requests. It was, and attached it, I thought to one email,
I'll have to look, Heath.
and I don't have my computer to dig my emails out because my phone only goes back so far.
I'll look right where we're at, so hold on.
Because I know I filled out for the 30,000 on the subsection C. And I'm wondering if some of, I don't know if anybody else did like I did and attach them to one or didn't get it attached, but I know I filled it out.
Did you,
Have a microphone in front of me.
did you send it directly to me or did you send it to township?
But I thought it odd that not everybody applied for both.
I know I did, I just don't know.
Where?
Let me go get my car, because I have.
Like I said, I didn't bring my computer and it's at work.
Mm.
But. So I just wonder if anybody else may have not.
It's entirely possible I missed it, Heath. I'm absolutely. There's the one for that one.
That, I know I sent them to Debbie Walker. And I thought I copied you on them.
So you did copy me on one that has two different sections. However, two different documents. That one is the 0.05. This one says the 0.05. You have both documents attached and they're both subsection D.
Okay.
So you're welcome to
No, I,
go back and look, but that's what I found. I found two different documents attached, but they're the same document, Heath.
I had to send a second email because I missed one page. And I sent it to Debbie. And I don't know if I copied that or if I just accidentally copied the same one twice after I scanned it back in.
All I have is the same request twice.
Okay.
So Shannon, could you talk about the various options here of voting?
Sure, we can, as a tax council, choose to approve any or all of these requests. What we did last year is looked at all the subsection D
I understand.
requests.
I just want to make sure that everybody's aware what the options are for voting. Is it also the everything equal dollar? or?
We yeah, we could
So
approve everything
if
on
you-
this
If you
list.
would go
yeah.
through individually options to vote.
Okay, We-
So everybody understands what all the different options are.
okay. We could go through subsection D by fire department, each one. That's the far right column, and approve those numbers individually, one at a time. Or we could approve all of the subsection D requests together. And then we could also go through subsection C requests in the middle, one at a time. Or we could approve them all together as well if we chose to. Does that cover what you're thinking, Bobby?
And the other question was, because you talked about what the other counties did with, you think I never had a microphone in front of me, dividing it equally.
They can. Yeah,
Okay.
I guess I would default to Joel.
And that's
Would
what
be-
I just want to see what all the options are that, and to make sure that everybody is aware.
Or specified amount each have, I think. And I think.
That would be under subsection C,
I
right?
think even because they made requests, I think even if somebody didn't formally submit one requesting under subsection C, they're still requesting funding. And you'd still be giving them funding. You could even use this subsection D request number as a guide, so to speak, if you wanted to.
Oh, yeah, you need the microphone box back.
Shannon, am I wrong? Am I wrong? Are we dealing with about $530,000 that we can give out?
597 is the amount for
Okay,
this
so
year.
there is. All right, because when I added up, there was about 100, if we took the section C request, we were 144,000 more than what but
Right,
if
and
you add that in, we do have a little wiggle room.
yeah, so the answer to your question is the 597 number is what is the 0.05% as defined in statute under subsection D. So the subsection C requests, we are not limited by any percentage whatsoever. We can award as much of public safety lit dollars as we want, knowing that we're taking dollars from the county budget, from the city budget, and from every municipal budget in the county. So the more we hand out of public safety lit, the less dollars gets distributed to all of the municipal taxing authorities. Mhm. Yeah, we need more.
I'm still a little bit unclear. If the total of section D and C that's approved doesn't go over the 600,000, it doesn't affect the public safety lit?
Correct.
And what was the
So
amount, Rex?
So the bottom line is 597,000 is
Right.
what, do we, if we keep within that, that's living in that 0.5%, 0.05%. If we go over that, then the county, the city, all of the cities, everyone who gets public safety dollars, their budgets get altered, is what that does. If we stick at the $597,000 number, then that doesn't alter those budgets. If we go over that, it would be just like any other time that we've had folks come to the county council and ask for appropriations out of the safety lit, then we have to lower our budget
Okay.
in order to do that.
Given what you just said, we're limited to 109,000 in section C to come up to that 597. So it's 109,000 not to affect everybody else's budget countywide.
Well, no, because you've got Newcastle at 140.
Yeah, well, and we really can't even get to the Newcastle at 140 because the only thing we have left for Henry Township's 108,900. We have about $109,000 to keep under that 0.05. If we go over that, then it's getting into where it affects everyone else's budget.
Right, so we have $109,000 basically that was $108,963 that was allocated for Henry Township under the percentages based on subsection D. Newcastle applied for 140, anticipating that the the number was actually going to go up, but based on assessed values, that number actually went down. So Newcastle was awarded 125 this year, 2025. They applied for 140 in 2026, but the actual amount went down to 109 for Henry Township. The 119,000 that Liberty Township asked for is a subsection C request that's above and beyond, or somewhat above and beyond what the subsection D request is. So if we are not going to impact anybody's public safety lit revenues, the county, the city, or any municipality, then the 597 would be the maximum amount we would distribute. That doesn't mean we have to. We can, subsection D and subsection C are handled separately. So we can award whatever amount we want. I guess from my standpoint, I believe we should consider all the subsection D requests together and vote on those. And then we can go down one at a time through the subsection C requests and discuss those individually, if that works for everybody else.
I guess at the end of the day, guys, it all boils down to whether or not we want to alter our budgets beyond because this all comes off the top. This comes off the top and then we get after. So if we go over that 597, then the city and the county, which are the two largest recipients of the public safety lit, our budgets go down. And so we will receive less in our public safety budgets, and we distribute it out if we go above that 597,000. That's just the reality of it. And it's proportional from there because it affects not only these two bodies, but every other body that receives that, which there's like, what, 13, 14, something like that. That is it, 60. Yeah. So it affects every single budget of every single municipality in the count plus the county.
I was going to say before it comes up, I'm in favor of what you suggested. Take them all at once, but I'm one person out of 20.
Well,
And we have the discussion of just splitting it even across the board. That way we don't grab extra monies from places that the way it was made for this. I don't think it's right to take money from something other than what it was made for, first off. Now, I know there's 3 or 4 departments in here that are going to disagree with me, but I think the majority of Henry County would benefit if we just split the money even amongst everybody. Strawn gets 7,000, New Lisbon gets 7,000 just through there. If you look at NDOT, we're gonna have 40,000 people run through our area a day. And I'm not saying that we make more runs than people. We have a lot more serious runs than percentage wise. I think it would benefit a majority of Henry County because I don't just travel in Strawn only. I travel to Knightstown and travel to Middletown, travel all over. I think it'd benefit if we all got, what was it, $35,000? Just do everybody that way. That way, you know it, you're not overrunning the budget because that's not what we're here to do. We're here to take the money from the tax that was made specifically for this and this only, not trying to break the county, and give everybody the same dollar amount across the board. Some people, you're gonna have 3 or 4 places that are totally disagreeing upon that, and I get it, I understand. Those places that disagree, I'm not saying they're swimming in money, but they're doing okay. You have other places, smaller places that, maybe not doing the best, and people can argue, well, you don't have the revenue, and, Strawn doesn't have anything. New Lisbon doesn't really have anything. Well, you travel through Strawn and New Lisbon at least once a year, I guarantee it, to the people that have that argument. I'm not up here to argue or fuss or fight with anybody. But, engines aren't cheap, tankers aren't cheap, equipment's not cheap. It's not any cheaper for us than it is for anyone else. And the fires ain't no cooler and the wrecks ain't any less devastating. It's just my opinion, maybe wrong, but I'm sure there's people here, I'm sure more than not would agree with what I've stated.
appreciate your comments. Anybody else have comments?
I can appreciate what this gentleman said. However, if we do equal payments to all the departments, the people who live in Newcastle are now having their tax dollars go to Strawn. Because it's based on assessed value. And the assessed value of Newcastle, all these people are paying in this money. And now a large portion of their money is going to go to lit funds that go to Moreland, that go to Mount Summit, that go to all the other communities. So basically, if you live in Newcastle, you might be paying for a fire truck that's in Knightstown that doesn't ever come up to Newcastle. So that's I mean, it sounds fair, dividing it evenly, but if you ask your constituents if they want their tax money going to Moreland when they live in Newcastle, they'll probably say no. So that's all I have to say. Thank you.
Our council can't justify voting to take money out of the pockets of our citizens, so.
Just so I understand too, and again, I'm probably catching up. Subsection D, spreading it evenly, except there's a 0 for Newcastle, and that would be the balance between 488 and 597.
Yeah, subsection D is spreading it based on the 0.05%, based on those assessed values. Yeah.
Subsection C is those only that submitted requests.
Yeah, that's only those that submitted requests under subsection C. That's correct.
Okay.
According to what I calculated.
No, it's assessed value.
Equal share besides the Newcastle.
It is.
$30,560.
I calculated 35,124. I took the 597.
Right, well, that means there's no money for Newcastle.
No, I included Newcastle.
Oh, so you're just gonna give.
I included Henry Township.
30,000?
Well, I'm just saying, when I calculated,
well, I'm just
don't
saying.
get, I'm sorry, don't get defensive.
I'm
I'm
not
just saying I
defensive,
took
I'm just saying.
597. I'm sorry, yeah, what I calculated.
I don't think these gentlemen will vote to take, almost $70,000 out of pockets of our citizens.
We got another comment. You're going to need to come get the catch box.
Or grab that
Just
mic
throw
there.
it to him.
In response to that, going
Yeah.
to Newcastle, the money, what's the difference in it than the school corporation? Someone from Newcastle School goes to Nicetown, that money goes with them. So what's the difference in that, taking money out of your school corporation?
School boards vote.
Go ahead, Tom.
Thank you. The gentleman from Strawn, I know they do assistance to all other townships. I know as far as Franklin's concerned, we're pretty thankful to have them. And if we would do the D and give Henry Township some money, I know where Newcastle's assisted county departments and township departments have assisted Newcastle. Really, if there's a fire, you guys all work together. So that's what we're here to do, is protect the citizens that spend the money. So I know it's hard, and everybody's really, my 2 cents worth, the county ought to be divided by 3. There ought to be 3 fire districts in the county, because we've all got our little chiefs and we all got our little engines, and everybody's got to take care of their own constituents when we all need to work together. Townships have been struggling for money for years, and this was the General Assembly's idea of how to take care of it. So I don't know. I know you guys have got a rough decision, but we all need to work together here. It's all about protecting the homeowners, and we're not gonna all get wealthy off of it. It's never going to cover the amount of money you need to operate on. So that would be my 2 cents.
Thanks, Tom. Anybody else care to share opinions? You want to answer the motion?
Okay, so I will ask for a motion from either of the bodies here that if anyone has a motion on how they'd like to move forward, since we're kind of finalized the discussion. Mike, you go ahead. Get on the mic, please. Jerry, thank you.
I do have a question. First gentleman that spoke had an understanding that he had sent in both requests.
Mm-hmm.
Is that true? Were we able to figure that out?
Well,
through-
go ahead.
He sent the same request to me twice in the same email.
Same thing.
I think he inadvertently sent the same document twice instead of sending each individual document. I don't think he intended to send both documents. I've done it before.
I
Attachments,
understand that.
I
but
don't always get the correct attachment, or I forget to put the attachment and then they go, I don't have the attachment, and I oops it and send it
I
again.
fully understand that. 'cause
Correct.
I've done
Yeah,
the
My,
same
my
thing.
guess
So,
is he went to do the second attachment and just grabbed the wrong
Like-
document.
Clicked it wrong.
Are there any of the other departments that may have done the same thing since we have so many zeros there?
I was shocked at the number of zeros.
I just have a concern about
They're all
that.
here.
Well, hey, Jeff.
That being said, Jerry, this tax council has the ability even to award a dollar figure, even if they did turn in a zero. We have correct, Joel?
Yeah. I would
We
agree.
have the ability, so even that mistakenly sent the wrong document, that's okay. If the tax council wanted to, they could award out of that section
But
C.
You're,
we have
you're
no
getting out in front of my next question because that's what else I was going to ask.
Yes, so they have
So-
the ability to do that, just realizing that if the total cumulative awarded in both C and D are greater than 597, then that starts hitting everyone's
Correct.
budget.
I understand all that fully.
Okay,
I still had a concern if someone had the same situation, what would be the next step for that situation? That's what my question was. And I get all the other stuff. As you came up with your budget request, how did you what did you base that on? Is it from years past and the funding that you've had to work with in the past? Is that basically what you've done? Just glancing at what I've seen from the application figures, that's how I'm taking it. Am I correct assuming that?
We come up with the 30,000 because we did the division of all the departments in a large number. And we just rounded down to the nearest whole, which was 30,000. That's where we come up with it at for us, which 30,000 for us is a 400% increase on the budget for us.
Anything else you wanted to ask me? That's all I have. Thank you.
okay. Hang on, go ahead. We're playing past the mic. Sorry, folks.
My understanding, and I think it's what you said, but just want to make sure that subsection D last year was based on assessed valuation as per the law.
Yeah, there's a clear formula defined in the law that is assessed value of all properties minus the assessed value of the ag land with no structures. That's what defines the percentage of the total for each of the volunteer fire departments. So Chad asked a little bit ago, I thought this was income tax. Well, what does assessed value have to do with income tax? That's how the state government defined it. So that is, these numbers were defined by the calculation, which was provided by state law.
Okay, so we did it by the letter of the law, literally.
Yes.
Personally, again, 1 out of 20 people, I think subsection D is good. A lot of effort went in to do it the letter of the law. I think the issue tonight's going to be subsection C, and do we go over the 600,000? Because if we do, it's going to affect a whole lot of people's budgets. around the county. And do we want to do that? That's the question, but a lot of effort went into coming up with those calculations on subsection D. I personally feel really good about column D. I think the question for me is column C.
Was that a motion, Kenan?
I would make a motion that we leave section D the way it is, because it's by the letter of the law and a lot of effort went into doing those calculations.
So
That's
let-
my
let me-
motion.
Let me ask a question, because I agree with Rex. That doesn't, are you making the motion that we approve
I make the
Section
motion
D
that we approve
rates
section D as written on
as
the
it's presented
spreadsheet.
for
that's-
each of the departments?
Yes.
Does that include Newcastle's money?
It
No.
doesn't,
Okay, then that's, okay, it's a no for me.
but that's, we can address it afterwards.
That would be addressed subsequently like we did last year.
Newcastle has to be addressed separately because it actually,
All subsection
Newcastle's
Cs,
going to
not
have
just
to be
Newcastle.
addressed separately anyway,
Because I
because you
I
guys
think
fall
that would
outside
be-
of the statute.
Yeah.
It's not capable for you guys to get tied into the same unless I have a motion on this side that approves a combination of the two. And so that's,
Well, I'll make, I can't.
well, I'm still waiting for.
Technically, his motion's only for section D, and we still have $108,000 to discuss, even if
100
section D is approved.
Yes,
Right,
we
but
still
there's
have,
No reason, we'll have to vote on 108,000 first for Newcastle, so we know what we're dealing with. The other, because on that motion, it's no right now until I find out what we're dealing with.
okay. But I have a motion on the table. Do I hear a second? I have to,
Seconded,
Well, I
Kenan's
think-
motion.
I think procedurally you gotta vote
we got to do it
separately.
separately.
The county
anyhow.
would have to vote on this proposal.
This
The
motion.
City would have to get a motion to vote on it.
Yes. So I have a motion from Kenan.
Because we do have town.
I
board
I
members-
agree, but I only can work with these here that are on our, because they can't vote together. And then after our body votes, then the city can vote and then any other bodies can vote as well, Tom, because we have to vote all individually. If these two bodies vote and come to an agreement approval, then we have enough to,
Uh-huh.
we have enough votes to do that. If not, it takes the entirety of the rest of the county plus one of these two bodies to do it.
So how many, so I know Louisville's town, two of Louisville's town councils here. Is there any other town councils here? And from what, I'm sorry, Kenner, you got two?
Probably need to provide-
You have one, you
Don't
don't
have
have
a
a
majority.
majority. So is that, oh, we have, but you just have one, not two?
Yes, that's what
You
we're
don't have a
asking, if they have a
quorum?
quorum. They don't, we only have one that has a
And then they
quorum.
would also have to have made a notice of this meeting too.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's true. They would have also had to make a notice of this meeting that they plan to hold a meeting
Oh, so
to
you,
to do a vote.
did we let them know that when we told them all about the meeting?
I don't
they
know
would
the
have
answer
had
to that.
to-
I didn't,
Shannon, didn't you send the email about to the to the towns about the tax council meeting?
I sent them all exactly that today with this time was, and Joel sent them all the official notifications.
so then did you send that as part of the notification, Joel?
I didn't send anything that other bodies, if they wanted to attend and vote, would have to comply with the open door law.
Okay. So again, I guess I got to come back up here. I have a motion from Kenan. Do I have a second? I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion from the Henry County Council? Okay, hearing none, I'll take a roll call vote on the motion to approve the payout of Section D for all of the volunteer fire departments. Kenan. Mike. Bobby. Jay.
Aye.
Aye. So it's passes 6-1. I'll turn it over to you, Rex.
We have a motion to accept section D.
I got a question. I need some clarification.
Okay. If we turn it, go ahead.
Subsection D is state procedure.
Yes, sir.
Well, it's state procedure as to how the money's divided based on assessed value. Subsection C, you can punch in a dollar figure for any department you want, at any amount you want. But with subsection D, you're approving a percentage of the lit to come out off the top, and how that's divided then is governed by state statute, which provides based on assessed value. So that's why you end up with such differential values among the various departments.
But right now, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, subsection D is only the townships. It leaves the $108,963 in limbo,
It does.
essentially,
Full-time-
until this is done. So it could be, yeah, I mean,
And just to clarify why that is, full-time professional fire departments are not eligible to receive percentage distributions. They're only eligible to receive specific dollar amounts. So that's why Henry Township can't apply, because it contracts with the full-time professional fire department that's ineligible to receive that subsection D distribution.
So this lit was originally set, and that's why Henry Township is separate and Newcastle is separate. It's a volunteer fire department tax, which Newcastle is not a volunteer fire department, it's a paid service. So that's why that is separate, and Henry Township is broken out and Newcastle is under a different subsection, because this fire department tax specifically was written for volunteer fire departments only. That's why.
Okay, I wasn't hearing a motion. Are you making a motion?
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and make the motion, accept subsection D request.
Second. Okay. We'll do a roll call vote. Mr. Guffey?
Aye.
Mr. Walden?
Aye.
Mr. Reed? Aye. Mr. Hancock?
Aye.
Mr. Dickens? Nay. Myself, nay. Okay, so that passes.
Okay. So that passes. So,
Okay, now I'll make a motion that the remaining $108,963 go to Newcastle Fire.
Jeff Hancock.
Roll call vote. Any discussion? Okay, Mr. Guffey?
Aye.
Mr. Walden?
Aye.
Drew? Aye. Mr. Hancock? Aye. Mr. Dickens? Aye.
I'll make the motion that we accept the city's recommendation to transfer the other $963,000 to the city of Newcastle Fire Department.
No, it's to Henry Township.
Well, it gets paid to the fire department.
There's a contract.
C.
I know, I just
So-
want to make sure that when the motion is because it's listed as Henry Township, that we're not making a mistake, that it's being approved for Henry Township. I know they pay Newcastle.
But it goes to,
it goes-
it's just to
It goes to
Newcastle.
Newcastle.
It goes to Newcastle Fire Department.
Okay.
That's, okay, yeah. All right, roll call vote. Any discussion amongst Henry County? Roll call vote. Kenan? Mike? Scott?
Aye.
Bobby?
No.
Jay?
Aye.
I myself. Motion passes 6-1. Okay, is there any other business?
Yeah, we've got 6 other subsection C requests. We either need to consider them individually or act on them in total, or say we're done.
My concern, and I want to, because I live in Strawn and I call them my guys. They run on next to freaking nothing, and they cover New Lisbon and New Lisbon covers New Lisbon and Louisville covers Louisville, but they cover New Lisbon, they cover the interstate, they cover Strawn, and they cover Louisville. Yeah. So I want them to get as much money as they can. However, we were looking at our public safety lit today, and it is estimated to go into the negative in, and I don't know that we can actually make that 300,000, because right now, and I don't have my comp plan with me. I put it in the car today. I want to say next year it is estimated, Chad, and you've got the numbers, estimated to go into the negative next year.
It is.
And so we add another $300,000 outside of this lit tax. And I want them to get every penny they can, but we also can't bankrupt the fund.
Yeah, in 2027, the Henry County, I can't speak for Newcastle's portion as I don't have their numbers, but Henry County alone, our public safety lit is estimated to go into the negative $464,000 into the red. We're going to finish next year basically break even. So we're going to have to make some alterations in our budget on ourselves, on our side. So
Shannon, I have a quick question. Just so everybody in the room can understand what the effect would be. For example, we approve one of these $30,000 requests.
Mhm.
Where does that money shortfall who?
So it will come after, basically, we just approved all 597,000. So the dollar amounts that will be distributed to the county, to the city, and all the municipalities would stay same percentage wise, and that percentage is spread based on population. So anything else that we award comes off the top. And so a $30,000 award would impact the county budget by about 48% of that or something like that. It'll impact the city's public safety lit distribution by about 35% of that. So basically, as you award those, it reduces the public safety lit budgets of the county, the city, and the municipalities that take those taxing authorities. Yep.
So again, I'll circle back. Does anyone have any additional motions or? Kenan, did you raise your hand? I'm sorry. I was looking, I thought it. You mind passing that mic down there, please, Scott? Thank you.
Just doing a quick calculation. What if we approve 10,000 times what, 60,000, and 47% of that would come out of our Henry County, 35% would come out of Newcastle, and the 18% remaining would come out of all the other, 14, 15 districts. So it would affect us the most, Newcastle the second. And as you said, we're looking at, if we don't get any supplemental, we're looking at in the red because of what the legislature did to us all.
Okay.
Could you repeat what you said, the 10,000, please?
What I said, it has been, it started at 7:30. What I said, I was, in my mind, what would it affect the county, mostly Newcastle and Henry County, public safety, if we gave each of the six $10,000, $60,000. And half of that 60,000 would come off, roughly, would come out of
Suggest to you,
Henry
you're
County.
going to have 9 more back there going, wait a minute.
Well, yes, that's what happened last year. I didn't because they just got 100 and I didn't because they just got 109,000. You're right.
I've got to give grace to the one that had a mistake in IT. I mean, we've all done that mistake. So
Yeah,
and that's-
I was thinking aloud and I shouldn't have.
yeah.
Just throw it down there, Bobby.
So does anyone from Newcastle's side have any additional thoughts or want any additional motions to be offered? I'm just trying to wrap this thing up because I think we're all trying to be honest and just dance around the fact that there's not a whole lot of money left outside of this. This is why we passed this money when this council did this last year. And to help everybody out there, and this D, what's not perfect, but let's be honest, folks, it's the best way that we can come up with, the state came up with to do it. And normally I'm not thrilled with the way they do their calculations, but this one seems somewhat equitable, that it takes everybody into account and tries to break it up evenly amongst everybody. So I think everybody's just dancing because nobody really wants to say that we don't have a lot of other monies to offer up because of the financial situations that the county and cities are in, especially with SB 1 Senate Enrolled Act one now smacking us in the face coming up very quickly. So fortunately, we don't have some legislators up there anymore to fight that fight for us. But anyhow, again, if I don't, do I have any other additional motions or comments that
I'd like to make a motion to adjourn.
I have a motion to adjourn from that side? Yes. Come.
If we ever do this again, I was here tonight representing town of Louisville as a board member. We got the notice. They told us we needed two of us here to make a quorum. Together, we had a 69% of a vote or something. You know, I know it's all new to you, but I think it would be helpful to the locals if we get, we didn't know we were supposed to advertise. Did you guys advertise? You know?
But I think, Tom, that
This,
if this would have been split in some way, it would have came to your town council for a vote.
Well, they told us
You would
we'd,
have been able to vote at your meeting.
oh, well, they told us we'd vote here.
Yeah, you could do this at separate meetings. It's just
if,
because in the past, I know when you originally adopted what was the public safety local income tax, I think you did it with the city and the county just because that's the majority of the votes and that's how you've done it the 2 or 3 other times. You had to consider things in local income tax council. Now, I believe with the new Senate Bill 1, I think the local income tax council is going by the wayside.
yeah,
This is our last meeting, first and last. Just, you know,
It's not your last. I mean,
It-
we've got 2 more years under this.
but it would just be helpful if we get some kind of guidance, the township,
Sure.
the fire departments, because, you know, what happened last year was a misunderstanding. And had we had to break a tie vote here or something here tonight, we couldn't have voted because we didn't know we were supposed to advertise. So
Right.
appreciate the job you do, but sometimes it'd be a little help if you give us little guys some pointers. Thank you.
I apologize about that, Tom, but in the long, I think like Joel said, if this side of the room voted one way, that side of the room voted another way, then it would have to go out to all the rest of the council to vote.
Well, you have to send a notice to overlapping taxing districts, everyone in the county.
Yeah. Yep, and it's a good feedback for sure.
I'll second the motion to adjourn.
Um,
Well,
Mr.
I,
Guthrie,
Hang on, they got to vote first because I have a motion and a second.
motion to adjourn, Mr. Guthrie? Mr.
Follow
Wall,
Robert's rules. Then
yes
you
or
should
no, a
speak.
motion to adjourn?
Yes.
Mr.
they're going to
Smith?
be adjourned and we can't do anything.
Aye. Well, we're
Okay.
not adjourned till you guys vote as well.
Yes,
Well,
the council, their part of the council is adjourned, unfortunately, but yes, go ahead, Bobby, you can make it.
well, I was thinking to do some of this. What if we, and tell me the math, 5,000 each to all 18, additional 5,000 each to all 18, which would be what? $90,000. It's not going to absolutely 100% break the bank. Sorry, I'm not talking into the microphone, but that was a thought. So. Yeah, see, that's, you know.
They would have to if you would do that, but is that, you're saying 5,000 each, including Newcastle or not
Yes,
including?
including Newcastle, including Newcastle. I said 18, is that right? 1, 2, 17. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Oh, yeah, I counted. Yeah, 17, including Newcastle. It's $85,000. But they'd have to unadjourn. so-
Was that in the was that in the
Yeah,
form of a motion?
Well, yeah, but
It does too. Yes, so it impacts every single
yes,
municipality.
it does.
I mean, and so that takes our $400,000 to $450,000 in the red. Basically, I mean, so that, I have a motion
Yes, I
on the
do- I
table.
do make that motion.
I have a second. Do I have any, so again, my only discussion is that we're already in a red. So I would be it'd be very tough for me to want to go further in the red,
Vote no then.
especially when we're in that position. So that's my thought pattern. Any other further discussion or? Oh, sorry.
I know Baker Tilly's estimate didn't include supplemental, which we know conservatively would be another 100,000, which if 48% of 120, it would cost us 55,000. It would take half of our 100 supplemental, so we would not be in the red, but it would.
But we're already, Ken, we're in the red next year by we're going to be in the red by $400,000.
2027,
Yeah.
that's correct, not 2026.
Not 26, but 27, we'll be in the
Yeah.
red, so we'll be even further in.
I'm
the
just
red.
saying we could do it, but it would make tighter things tighter.
The other, exactly, and the other thing is, and it was brought up in the meeting today by Bobby that the $150,000 that we budgeted in safety lit for the secure beds is probably not going to be enough. So we're probably going to have to look at adjusting that in addition too. So I'm just thinking that through, and that's the thought pattern I have. So, but all right, are we ready for a roll call vote? Any further discussion? Okay, Kenan? I'm a no. So the motion passed. The motion fails.
Nothing on the phone.
Yeah, so.
Since we have nothing further, then I move for us to adjourn too.
Can I make a comment? I would suggest that the IVFA and all you guys, if you don't like the calculations that's in the law, lobby to change it. Nothing happened. You got to, sometimes you got to take more than one crack at it, I guess.
We lobbied hard last year.
I understand it's tough. Trying to be the tail that wags the dog over there is difficult. I'll second Scott's motion for adjourn.
We stand it. All those in favor, aye. Aye, there's adjourned. Okay, so we'll take about a 10-minute break and then we'll get started with the EMS.
Because I may have to change, still to make sure the numbers are right. And I'm gonna alter out. Last time. Then we had to have separate meetings. It's a tough. Yeah.
Okay, we'll take about a 10-minute break and then we'll do the EMS lit discussion. I wish I could do all of it. I'm just trying to be honest and tell everybody. It's gonna get started. I just want to say, I just a straight shooter.
Thank you guys for what you did. I do appreciate what we I appreciate you. I'm not against it. I appreciate it. I just want to try to do that.
All right.
Good. So as you can see, I can see what's clear now. Yeah. When they get rid of this meeting, I won't be able to see you guys.
I don't know. I'm too tired to think. Yeah. Yeah, if we look at this one, what I'm gonna do is just.
Fill those in?
Yep.
Sorry, guys. I wish we could do more.
And then that's gonna be being honest, there's council, they're having budget this week, so I'll just get. I have to do the city on Monday.
Okay,
And then
I'll
we'll.
just tell them to worry about signing them.
Yeah, on this subsection, Tuesday, this is a local income.
Okay, all right, thank you.
It's never going away. Hey, no problem.
So here's the picture of all of this. From 28, all goes in the past. Because the way state, the state, it does away with all that. It all goes to, it all goes to general. So when it comes down to 27 rolls around, we're gonna be like, does our jail let goes away, or the safety let goes away, or PSAP 911 let goes away, it all. It all disappears.
So we get this year, next year, 27, as long as we recommend.
As long as we request it. If it comes 28, I'm not saying you won't get that. I'm just saying we have to word it this way. You got a whole bunch of different things, right, Joel?
Yeah.
This is my situation. I was on the ending end of this year.
You were, you got a windfall this
We
week.
got the windfall. So with that windfall, if I can be, around the 31,000, I got a sailor that is willing to put me on contract for so many years.
Hey, Travis,
Buy a new engine.
did you get back on?
I put three transmissions. He even says, oh, it's 24 years old, you can't replace it till it's 30. How many more transmissions? I'm glad it's live.
Good.
You know,
But that being said, I don't know.
No, I think to make this easy, what Chad suggested, it's probably a good idea. What I'm gonna do for the resolution, you guys will sign and hope Debbie, this might work. I'll just take out references to subsection C and D in this.
And the other.
And then just stick in these dollar figures in 100A for Newcastle. Is that okay with you? Okay, that'll make it easy. That way there's no, yeah, I'll just take out references to subsections. That's even the template they had. I mean, made references, but it was confusing how you can do a subsection D with a specific amount.
Yeah, everybody I talked to. Well, you go, like, no, it's gotta be the percentage.
And so
Yeah.
I can't promise.
So
you that
just put in these dollar amounts.
I can tell you.
That's what I think everybody's intent was, to not go over the 597, and distribute those, be sure they get those amounts. So,
Yeah.
But,
It worked like it was.
Yeah.
that's an honest answer, that's why.
you'll get that from me.
And I know I feel the both out.
Yeah. I just look at it, I'm like, oh, he said same. Very good. I said, you know, if I didn't know this thing. I think you did.
That makes my decision. But, yeah, I knew I was gonna get it. Just wanted to put it in for just like this, or the next either come back and, then I get out of it. But it's.
Well, there you go. You got to figure it out, Joel.
I do. Yep.
Yeah. Appreciate you were working that. You know, how long has it been now since I put all that pressure and they came cleared that line and made it all work? You don't believe they should have had to go do that, but that's been 10 years. I was gonna say, it's at the end, it's still shut. Well.
Saturday night, I saw it. They couldn't get it out.
You guys had.
Back there, me and Eric, and went flag tracks, so they were hit a 90-degree curve. I spent 4 hours flagging traffic on Greensboro.
Where are you going?
Yes, come back through here.
Hope it worked for you. It did. All right, great.
Hey, Brad.
Good one.
All
righty, man. Yeah, probably not a bad idea.
Okay.
It's easier to walk out the truck.
Got it. Here for you. I'm here for you. Yeah, I'll send you her number. You aren't gonna probably need that for this meeting, right?
I don't think so.
Trying to make it easier on everybody. We're not running around.
I make a motion next time we're short on mics, sit Bobby and Kenan next to each other.
Oh, shut.
Okay, that's been second and approved, so. Okay. I think we're ready to get started for the Henry County Council special meeting to discuss a potential change in the EMS lit tax rate. So what the purpose of this meeting is to set a potential maximum tax rate that this body would be willing to go to change the EMS lit tax to. We don't decide on what that is today. We hold a hearing at a later date where we get into the details and get into the weeds, if you will, of the discussion. The purpose of this meeting is just to set the maximum rate that this council is willing to go. And so does that all sound right, Joel? Okay. So hearing that, I will open the floor up to any council member who would like to speak. And then also I see we have Commissioner here, which I might have some questions for, and I understand you have the ability not to. I mean, but yeah, I see there's several folks from the public. So and the EMS is here. So I'll open it up to the council first, and then I'll open it up to you all, and then we'll go from there. So any member of the council have any questions, comments, thoughts they would like to share at this point?
What is the max?
The max is 0.1
Okay, thank you.
as it stands. Now, keep in mind, all of this changes come 28.
Yeah, we're not talking about 28. We're just talking about
This
next years.
This would be a literal short-term.
And the current one is currently at 0.04. Thank you.
Any other discussion from the council perspective? Any?
We had a motion and a second that Bobby and I couldn't speak. Was that ever,
No.
was there a call?
That was that you sat next to each other so you could share a mic.
Oh, I didn't
All
hear.
right, so Scott, go ahead.
So we're changing what the max can be, or are we setting it?
We are saying what the max can be. Then we
And we're
hold a
not
hearing.
setting the rate.
We are not setting a rate.
All
We
right.
hold a hearing to a later date. And at that hearing, we get into the weeds. We can go anywhere from actual 0 up to that
All
point,
right, so
whatever.
by setting it at the max at 0.1, it doesn't increase our tax rate. It just gives us more flexibility to further discuss.
It doesn't, nothing we do today changes the
Right.
tax rate.
Then in the
What
public
happens
hearing
at
and
a
the
l-
voting, you could still do,
Yep.
I wouldn't suggest.
All right, then I
you
move
do
it to the 0.1 max potential.
I second that.
Okay. So I have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? Okay, I promised these guys I would give them an opportunity. Is there anyone out there that would like to speak at this point? Okay, because they all came, so I wanted to make sure I honored what I said to them. So I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion from the council? All right, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed, same sign.
Nay.
Okay, motion passes 6-1. So. Motion to adjourn? Or adjourn. Thank you. We will hold a hearing on the tax count, for this, lit tax potential change. What is it, September?
Probably September.
Around September timeframe, and yep, so just as a keep in mind. All right, thank you, everybody, for coming.
I need a